Hi and welcome to another gaming video, and in today's video I want to give you a bit of an update in my PSP journey. So this is a white PSP 1000 which I bought recently. Go a little further back than that, and I'd already bought one of these. This is a PSP 1000 in black. I bought it as untested and it doesn't work at all, so I went ahead and bought this one. This is a PSP 1000 also. It is white, and this one does work, but it was listed as not reading UMD discs, so it's good that it works, but why doesn't it read UMD discs? And that isn't entirely true. If we pop a disc in while the machine is off, so this is a PSP demo disc, and we turn the machine on. There we go. You will start to hear it making read noises. It's a very noisy drive, but then they are anyway. And there you go. It's picked up the demo disc, and we can load it. So I've got the sound turned right down on this, just so you can hear the drive mechanism. There we go. So the one that I found the most effective is if we watch the Ridge Racer video, because they're all just videos on here. I can tell you that it works. I just turn the sound up for a bit. Right, so it is a fully working PSP, other than some UMD issues. But if you turn the sound right down, you can hear the UMD drive reading the disc. But the interesting thing is, if you quit it and you pop in another UMD, so this is Little Big Planet, once it's come out of itself. Okay, pop that in. There's a good chance that this will not read. So you can see the reading symbol down here. I had that before. But will it pick up the disc? Will it actually come up on the menu and then you can load it? And I think the answer is going to be no. It's going to give that infamous message. There we go. Let's just turn the whole thing off. You have to hold it down fully for it to go off. Wait for the green light to finish flashing. Okay, and then we boot it up from cold. And when it is loaded, you can see it is the little loading symbol is down there. It's picked up Little Big Planet. Well, yeah, there we go. And I mean, you can load it. It plays absolutely fine. I popped it in, loaded it up, went through the intro sort of thing. Not a problem. It doesn't have any disc skips or anything like that. So it's a little bit odd. It seems as if the UMD drives kind of die halfway through. Once it's finished booting up, it stops working. But if you can boot it up with a disc in, I mean, you can hear that. PSP games and UMD games are notoriously loud, so it just plays absolutely fine. It's loading away. You can hear it, and it plays absolutely fine. See what I mean? I had to pick a game with such a long intro, but it's a game that I wanted to play. You know, they weren't ever the best devices. They were noisy and slow and clunky. But as you can see, it plays absolutely fine.
You become a delightful little sack person. This is you.
The stick works fine.
Your analog stick is your advancing implement. It moves you through the levels at the speed best suited to you.
Not a problem at all.
Jump so high you defy the laws of
So if we then try that again, we will turn that off completely. Take that out. The disc was still spinning slightly. And we pop in FIFA. Let's see if it detects that. No, it wasn't asleep. Oh, I do hate the fact that you've got to hold it down to force it off. I could just take the battery out, but then I'd have to reset the time. Right, that should be off. Let's turn that on. Okay, that's now going to boot up. And will it detect that it's got FIFA in there? That little disc symbol in the corner. It's really and it plays absolutely fine. So I've got 3 different games, so it's not disc dependent. None of them are overly scratched at all. In fact, they're all pretty in good condition. And you can hear, I get the volume down on that again. You can hear it accessing the UMD drive. No, I don't want autosave. Yes. See, it plays absolutely fine. So it's not a dead UMD drive. I mean, there are a lot of PSPs floating around that do not work at all. But this one is just a little finicky. So now what happens if I come out of the game, wait for it to finish, and pop Little Big Planet back in? Okay, so you heard that, the disc was still spinning, and I pop Little Big Planet in. It will detect that the disc is in there. Well, it does most of the time. Oh, there we go. So it's detected the disc is in there. So even though it is just, oh look, it has just picked up Little Big Planet from being booted up. So let's just leave it a few seconds. Let the drive settle, and then pop in the demo disc. Right, it's picked up. You can hear it accessing it. But it isn't going to play it. So I've got a 95% working PSP. I mean, most of the time these days, custom firmware has got so advanced that people use ISOs. They don't bother with the UMDs. But it would be nice just to have one. There we go. This disc could not be read. You could see it accessing the disc, but it won't read it. And just for the sake of it, because it did just detect Little Big Planet, we'll try that again. So it would be nice to have one that's fully working, but I can't actually see myself using this. It's more of a showpiece, a project. I absolutely love the white version, and it doesn't have a dead UMD drive, but it is a very finicky. But if you've got one and it won't read your discs, try popping the disc in and then booting the machine up. It seems to do something to the drive. I don't know whether it gives it an initial burst of power. So let's just turn that off. So yeah, I don't know if it gives it an initial sort of burst of power. You can see right in there, I think. When I turn it on, you can see the arm moving. I can see the wheel spinning, and you can hear it. And now it's stopped. Just a bit of an update. I don't actually know what I'm going to do because I can't see myself using UMDs very often. I can't actually see myself using the PSP very often, and wrong box. And it's just a nice thing to have in part of my collection. If I needed to play a UMD disc, then I could easily do it by putting it to sleep, or just putting disc in when I needed to turn it on. If anyone knows why it is doing this, because it's clearly not a laser problem, it's clearly not a problem with the UMD drive being disconnected. If anyone knows why it just feels like not reading it once the machine is booted up, then let me know. But yeah, that is a lovely example of a PSP in pretty good condition. It's got a few scuffs on the back, which I did give it a bit of a clean up. I might give it another go. It's got some scratches, etc. But this is a 20-odd year old console, and it's certainly in a better condition than the other one I bought. So there you go. That's the last update, I would say, for this. I don't intend on taking this apart to try and fully solve it. I've given everything a good clean. I've cleaned inside, cleaned the laser with some sort of IPA, given the whole inside of that a good clean, and it's got it partially working because it didn't work at all when I first got it. And well, it's just one of those things with older hardware, parts do fail. The UMD drives were never that reliable in the first place, and there you go, a semi, I'm going to say 90% working PSP in pretty good condition. Like I say, if you do know why it's doing that, then let me know. But like, subscribe, enjoy.